Hi guys, she's back. Gonna clear up a few things here today. So the last podcast, obviously, you know, I walk in transparency and honesty. So we were talking and in this in-depth conversation, and my phone just started recording. It says storage full. Okay. So there you have it.
Yeah.
So I decided to go ahead and post what we had already, discussed, because I wanted you guys to have that. I thought it was very informational, and I thought it was a good segment. And so we tried to, fix it, but the devil, right? The devil did it, and so we couldn't get it fixed. So, however, that's why I decided to break it up into part one. And so today we're going to be talking a little bit about that. We're going to segue into part two of that, when to give up. He's going to finish what he was saying, and then we're going to segue, into rejection. Hey.
I like it.
And so the rejection subject it hits home for most of us. And so my focal point today is that why do men find it so hard to get over rejection, or why do they trip when they're rejected? And so Lonte is back here on part two, and we're going to be talking about it. And so once again, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your prayers. And you guys know I lost my mom May 18th. I'm better. Last week we couldn't get into part two because I had strep throat. I mean, you can't win, right? It's like one thing after the other. I had I'm vaccinated. I've got my flu shot, but damn, I had strep. So, being with strep, you're 100% contagious. Right. So I didn't want to get Lonte sick or nobody else sick. And it's so funny. Me and my friend Tequila, hey Tequila, we had decided. We had a trip on the books. We were going to Houston for Labor Day. We were going to turn up. We like, yes, we're going to turn up. Bam, strep said, turn down. I was like, what? And Tequila, she was afraid that she was going to get sick. So, and I respect that. And I told her that I was contagious. However, strep is yeah. So I ended up having to go to my doc, and I got a steroid shot. She put me on Augmentin, which is a very strong antibiotic. And so I'm better, thank God. But guys, it's everything out there that, it's the fucking germs, man. They're out there. So just be careful and stuff. And I am a very careful person. I do wear my mask and I do hang out because I don't live in fear. But at the same time, just be careful. I can't pinpoint where I caught strep though. Only thing I know, I went to Waffle House, and you know me. I love Waffle House. I don't care that it's dirty.
Right.
I don't care that I have to ask them to give me the towel to clean off my table.
It's a staple in our community, man.
It's a staple. I don't care. I am not that person. I do not like, what is that, IHOP?
Listen, Waffle House is.
Waffle House is the bomb.
That's it.
I'm telling you, Waffle House, I will see y'all probably. Well, my Steelers play at 12 Sunday, so I don't know.
I haven't been to Waffle House in a while, though.
Yeah, I love Waffle House.
I haven't been in a minute.
Oh my God, it's everything. I digress. So, guys, this might go a little bit longer because we're going to be talking about rejection, and we're going to be covering some important things because, as you know, Lonte has a podcast himself. I'm going to go ahead and let him tell you the name of that podcast and where you can find it. We were supposed to do this in part one, but remember, the phone just said enough is enough.
Yeah. All right, man. Again, man, my name is Lonte. My podcast is called Modern Mediocrity, A Millennial's View. You can find it on Apple, Spotify, Google, Overcast, and any place that you can look for a podcast. It is just my view on love, life, relationships, and everything in between. It's my view. It's not diluted with what the world says and how I should feel and what I should feel. It's just my view and the way I see things. And if you want to do it, I'm also on Facebook at Modern Mediocrity Podcast. I'm on IG as MM Podcast 2020. That's about it.
Hey, and we're gonna have all of that in the notes in this set podcast, so you'll be able to go and find the name and the links and everything after we get through posting. And also, I want to give my shout out to my homegirl. I am wearing her lip color. And so if you guys can see this, I purchased 5, and I told her, you know, because, you know, she does like to hang out a little bit.
Okay.
She likes to hit those streets, right?
Okay, she in the
And
streets.
so, yes. And so, Miss Infinity, I am wearing your color. I will put the name of this color in the
Bio.
in the bio with everything else.
Yeah.
And so let me get a close up.
Yeah, you rocking. You rocking.
Hey, she ready. She ready.
Okay.
So, Miss Quanda, I got your color on for the second time, honey.
Okay.
So, you know, we have to support each other, and we have to support our Black-owned businesses.
Absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely.
this is a person that's dear to my heart. And so, I told her I will, you know, for all 5 colors, I will be sharing and I will be wearing. And so, and I love her tube. Isn't it gorgeous?
It is.
It's so pretty.
It's dope.
It's dope.
Great job on that, though.
Great job, chick. Yes. And so we are not going to prolong time. Remember, guys, y'all have to subscribe, right?
Yep.
Because I was sitting here, I was wanting to do live, right?
Right.
Little does she know, because she's not like a real, like, extravagant podcaster. I'm like the mom and pop of podcasters. Jesus, you put me on this mission. I'm the mom and pop of podcasters.
Listen, nah, you just gotta, with that, man, you just gotta do what God says.
I'm walking in the obedience,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
God gonna do the rest. He send the audience, he send the subscribers, the likes.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, when I went to YouTube, they was like, you gotta have 1,000 subscribers. I said, oh my God, YouTube, I can't even get them to subscribe.
They'll humble you a little bit.
Yeah, they knocked me all the way down. I don't even have 100, Jesus.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So, guys, remember to subscribe. So, I want to go live. I want to be live. And so, I need 1,000 subscribers. Jesus.
I'll share it on my page as well.
Yeah, I need 1,000, Jesus. Okay. So, we will not prolong time. We're going to get started. And so, we're going to talk about when to give up. He's going to finish what he was saying from the last time we posted about visions and dreams.
Yeah.
And so, I am going to what? Stop talking.
So, like I was saying last time when I said that God gives visions in parts, what that means is when God gives you a vision, He don't give you the entire vision, because sometimes when He gives you the entire vision, you feel like you have control over the vision. He's not going to do that, because every step He has to direct you. If He gave you everything, you feel like you've done it all.
Right.
But if He gives you everything, that means you got to seek Him. That means you got to go to Him in order to get the next step. So when He told me, they said, I give you visions in parts. That way, every time I give you something, you got to come back to me to get the next part. And sometimes it's our obedience. When we're not obedient, God ain't gonna give us the next thing because we weren't obedient.
That's right. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And so when He told me that, He said, I give you visions in parts. That means that every part that I give you, you gotta seek me for the next part. If you don't seek me, you don't get to the next phase.
My Lord.
Yeah.
Listen, we have to seek Him.
Absolutely.
Because He's not going to give us everything, because most of us can't handle it all
True.
at once, and
True.
she's one. I can't handle the whole blessing. God got to give us in parts, because I mean, you know, a lot of us feel like we not babes in Christ.
Right.
You know, we believers, we go to
Right.
church, we tithe, we offering. But some with visions and stuff, this is your life. This is your future.
Absolutely. And then I think that even with visions, we feel like when God gives us something, it's for today.
Yeah.
God is not like us. He don't think like us. Sometimes God is futuristic. So if I
That's
give you
right.
something today, you got to work up to that point of today. Today for Him may be 2 years from now.
Oh, Jesus.
But we don't see that. We only see the now, because we're not futuristic beings like God. God see ahead of time. We are stagnant in time.
That's right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Futuristic. Ooh, I love that word. See,
Yeah.
honey, y'all gonna have to go to his podcast.
Yeah, man. It's hey, wherever you find podcasts at, you can find me on there.
I'm telling you, because this is where God has us. And I also forgot to mention that Tequila, we had put a Houston trip on the books for Labor Day, and Tequila was scared that, as she said, you might have the Rona. Tequila, I'm calling you out. I took a Corona test today, right? They haven't called me, Tequila, so that means I don't have the virus. So I'm just saying we got to put another trip on the books for Houston. because, like I said, we was going to turn up.
Okay.
But I digress. And
Okay.
oh my goodness.
What happened?
She's a digressor. And so we're going to go into our next subject, which is rejection. As I was telling you earlier, we're going to piggyback into rejection from when to let go. Because all of this stuff is kind of hard.
It kind of ties in because rejection and when to let go, because especially when you get rejected, you don't know how to just say, you know what, this isn't the right avenue for me.
Right.
And sometimes we'll try to hold on thinking that they're just playing hard to get. It's not that. Well, I'll talk about that later.
Look at them, boy! I tell you, we ready. And so I want to discuss what you know. I want to talk about this topic and how it came up. So basically, it came up this week because I posted something on my social media outlets about. You know, I had met this guy. He lives in Houston, and we were chatting for. We were on day 3 of chatting, of getting to know. And I always meet a lot of guys. Right. Just saying. And so I love the conversation. I love the chase, right? I get to know them. I listen to what they're saying because remember, I have to date an effective communicator.
Right.
Because I'm an effective communicator and I've worked on this wholeheartedly.
Right.
And so by day 3, we're chatting or whatever. The conversation, because this guy says, hey, you know, I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. And so I just built this new house. I got this great career. You know, I'm looking for my wife. You know, he hadn't even moved in the house, right? In Houston, Pearland or something. And so he hadn't even moved in. And so he's looking for his queen. And he thought he had met her. But the devil is a lie. And so I'm listening. I'm a great listener, right? And so we're chatting. And so we're talking about, you know, getting to know each other, and he put it out there. Look, I date on a purpose. Right. I'm looking for my queen. Right. You know, I got this, that, and the other. But he checked out all the boxes, right? You know, the Christian, got the house, the career, the, you know, bag. You know, we tend to have the bag.
Yeah, you gotta have that bag.
Gotta have the bag.
That bag is important.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to. Yeah, that. And so I'm listening, right? And so day 3 of conversation, I'm talking about, we get into this sticky, like real subject, real life conversation. And so I don't argue, and she's a conversationalist. She doesn't do that. And so we're talking about a set subject. I'm not going to say what exactly we were talking about. I'm going to say this, that, I went ahead and said, hey, you know, let's not, because the conversation is getting a little out of whack. And so we piggyback into another conversation, and he was like, yeah, we'll get to know each other. And I said, yeah, you know, that's dating. I said, when I think of dating, this is how I view dating. And this is from Pastor, my secondary pastor. Y'all know I go to Concord. Brian Carter is my pastor. I love my pastor in my church. However, I listen to Dr. Darius Daniels on a daily. Oh my God. God sent him to me. And so I listen to him during the week. I go to church. I actually go to the building because I'm from the country. Right. I need to worship God. This TV stuff, it works for some. It doesn't work for Catrice. Gotcha. And so they were doing Summer School 101, Dr. Daniels and Pastor Shamika Daniels. And during one of the segments, they were talking about dating 101. And you guys can find it on YouTube. It's called Summer School Dating 101. And Pastor Shamika said that when she think about dating, she think of it as collecting data. And I told him that. I told this guy that. When I think of dating, I think of as collecting data. Okay. Oh my God. I did not, expect to get what I got. He basically went off into the, collecting data, went into this big spiel. This is the kicker. He said to me, Patrice, don't say that. Don't refer to dating as collecting data. A grown 45-year-old woman, he said, don't say that. He didn't ask me not to say it. He said, don't say that. Don't refer to dating as collecting data. Now, he didn't ask me where did I get it from. He didn't care. The only thing that I can say to sum this up quickly is that he was basically trying to tell me how to talk. Right. You can't tell a conversationalist how to say, what to say, when to say. Right. And so I immediately, red flags. He was out of there because Lonte. I mean,
It was out of there.
you cannot. We are not 10 years old, and when you don't know a person, and ladies, when you're getting to know these guys, look for those red flags, because that, for me, that kind of, the underlying was controlling, and that you're trying to change me, you're trying to make me be somebody else. And so I can only communicate how I choose to communicate, and that's the words that I choose to use, which was Pastor Shamika words, collecting data. And I do believe dating is collecting data.
I think that maybe in that instance, not being devil's advocate, but I think maybe in that instance he should have explained to you why that made him feel away. Or he should have explained, hey, I don't like what you said because of X, Y, Z.
Right.
That way you could have came to a common ground, and you could have, kind of squashed it out. Or, okay, well, I understand what you're saying. Even if I don't agree, we can agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
But I will see what you're saying, because I'll understand, because you gave me a different viewpoint of it. But because he said it like he said it, you kind of took it like, okay, you're trying to control how I say things, or what I say, or how I say it.
Yeah.
And I think that if he would have explained it, maybe it would have came off a little softer. Maybe
Perhaps.
it would have came off better.
Yeah. Because if he would have, if the shoe was on the other foot and he would have said, hey, I view dating as collecting data, I would have said, oh my goodness, I never would have thought about it in that particular way.
Right.
So, tell me more about that. But I'm never going to tell a grown adult what to say and how to say, because we're adults, and so for me, that didn't work. He was out of there. And so, and yeah, I don't have time. And so, that's what led up to the subject of rejection, because immediately this guy went to Facebook and blocked me. And I'm pretty sure I'm blocked on his phone, but I don't care. I deleted his contact, so I wasn't going to call to see, because I don't give a shit.
Right.
So my point is this. That's what brought up rejection. Why do men have a hard time with rejection, Lonte?
A few things. For one, you have to think about when little boys are growing up. When they're growing up, right? What's one thing that you tell a kid as a father? Simple. You can do anything. You can have anything you want in this life. That's not true. I've caught myself saying that to my kids. That's not true. What we have to say is you can have anything that's within the means of you being able to have it, to attain it. Because we get that false narrative that you can do anything and have anything you want. Everything isn't meant for you, though. And that's something that we have to learn as adults. And then too with men, we're so used to being told yes, especially when you're a man that's got that bag, you're a man that's got influence, or you're a man that has himself together, or he's going in a great direction. He's not used to no. No is almost like, no is bad for men that has it together, because they feel like, I'm deserving of this. But it's not a deserving, it's the fact that it's a preference. She chooses not to choose you. It's a preference. She's choosing to choose somebody else that's best for her. Not saying that you're not a good person or you're not a good guy. They're just saying that you're not the good guy for me.
Exactly.
So you're good, you're just not good for me. And I think that's the thing for men.
That's what I told him. I said, you are a great guy. And he was like, oh, I know it. I said, but you're not the guy for me. And I would like for us to be friends if you want that. Well, I have to decide. And he just hung up the phone in my face. Childish. And so a lot of men that do have their stuff together, you're very entitled. And that's why you're single. That's why you're not married. You're entitled. Check the records. Why you been divorced for 10, 15 years? Why have you never been married? You need to check what's going on in here and what's going on in there.
Also, a lot of men that had issues with being monogamous and checking themselves is their mental health. I'm not saying that they have anything that's particularly wrong with them, but a lot of times we don't deal with issues that continue to happen, and so they just continue to happen, and we push it under the rug. And that way, when someone comes in that forces us to see us in a way that everybody else don't see us, then that causes us to put a guard up, or to make them feel like they're causing us to be something that we're not. It's not that. They're just showing you a version of you that everybody don't get a chance to see.
Right. That's it. That's all.
That's it.
Well said. See, my guests know what he's talking about. And so I'm going to say this. We've all been rejected. Right. Life is about rejections.
Right.
It's how you handle rejections and what you learn from them that tells the story.
Absolutely.
Because we understand that Christ was rejected.
Right.
He was rejected by his own people, right?
His own creation.
That's it. And so I've been rejected and it hurts. The one that carried the most pain for me was being rejected by someone I love deeply, right? Love this cat.
Yeah.
You know, thought he was my husband. Thought we was gonna do life together. And so, you know, he got me, I got him, and so he rejected me. And so when you want to be with somebody and start life with them, I mean, it hurts. Like, you know, you have to deal with these rejections. But I'm gonna say this. I learned as a Christian that Christ was rejected. So if you haven't been rejected, as my friends say, wait for it.
Listen, listening to you talk, and I agree. I'm not saying that I disagree, but sometimes I don't think that it's rejection all the time.
It's not.
Maybe it's a stopping point from God, and we don't see it. God may put something in somebody's heart to say, "Hey, no, don't do it." Not because y'all not meant to be, but God sees what you don't see. God sees a future that you can't see. So God may tell them to not do it, and they don't even know why they're saying it. Because I know I've done it. I don't even know why I feel some way sometimes. I just feel it, and I just, hey, that's how I feel. And then I'll think about it, because I'm not one that make irrational decisions. So if I feel something today, I'm going to hold on to that, and I'm going to come back another day. And if I feel like that in 2 days, then that's just how I feel.
Right.
And I'm going to go with it, even if I can't understand or fathom why I feel like that. And sometimes that may be God when it pertains to relationships or love. If God telling somebody to leave, you don't know why he's telling you that. He's just telling you to leave. Maybe, just maybe, how you felt about that guy is how he felt. Maybe you regret, and then another topic, this is for another day, but sometimes some men feel like we're not good enough for women. We ain't gonna say that. Some women may be too good for us, but instead of us looking at ourselves and saying, you know what, I can't give you what you need. I can't be what you need, so let me leave so you can find it. But instead we'll stay there and try to be it knowing that we can't.
Well, he was so kind. He told me he told me that he could give me what I need, and I respect him so much for that. And so we are distant friends, because I can't be like close to him, because I want to punch him, right? I want to punch you. And so it's a part of living and growing. And sometimes rejection is God's direction, and
Absolutely.
Sometimes people are going to miss out on what God have for them,
right,
by rejecting the person that God sent for them. And remember, people, women, men, that is their loss. It don't have anything to do with you. When you're being rejected for whatever reason, if God putting a pause on it, or if this person is still in the street or whatever, it's God's direction.
Right.
It's their loss.
Right.
You are simply the prize, and she knows she's the prize, so she doesn't worry about it, right? So for me, when something does not work out on the relational side,
right,
I assess the situation and I move on.
right.
You must know you must know what God has for you, no matter how long it takes. Timing is sometimes an issue.
Right.
You must meet the person in the right time frame.
True.
And I'm going to say this. Women seem to handle rejection, cheating, and being lied on better than men. I have spoken to a lot of guys in my lifetime who have shared to me, if my woman cheats, I'm done with her. I don't want nothing else to do with her. So they tend to be the biggest cheaters in the room, but you go out and get the milkman, I'm done with you. But you got 3 side pieces, 3, right? She go with the milkman, but you got a problem. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I'd like to comment on that.
I turn it over to the male's perspective.
I like to. Now, I'm not condoning any cheating. I'm not condoning mistreating anyone. Let me put that out there first. I'm not condoning any of that. I'm not an advocate for cheating or mistreating people. But what I will say that is, most times if a man cheats, if he's cheating, it's because it's something that he's asking his partner for, or it's something that he's looking for that he's not getting. What he should do is just leave. But most men don't, because they have an emotional connection to the person that they're with. That means I love you, may not be in love with you, but I love you and I feel like you can be my future. But if I'm asking you for this, I need this. So if you're not giving me this, I'm going to go find that. I'm going to look for what I'm going to go outside of us to find what I feel like I need. Again, he should just leave. But 2, most cases, not all cases, when women cheat, it's an emotional tie. For men, when they cheat, sometimes it's just physical. It's just a physical need that I need. It's something that my woman may not be portraying. Say she may have gained some weight and she may feel inconfident, and I see her as sexy, but she see her as something totally different than what I see her as. It's something that I need from her that she's not giving to me, so I'm going to look for it. Instead of leaving, I'm looking for that thing. But also, when it's an attachment for a woman, she's emotionally connected to the guy that she's sleeping with. Because a real woman, let me say that, a real woman is not going to just go out and sleep with multiple men unless she has an emotional connection to them. The reason why men can't stay, because if someone else is in your heart, that means that I don't have you. Because I can have your body, but not have your mind and your heart. So for me, if I don't have your mind and your heart, I ain't got nothing. I don't want your body. Your body is a bonus.
Right, absolutely.
Your body is a bonus, but your mind and your heart is everything. So most times, the reason why men can't stay, because when a woman has an emotional tie to another man, it leaves us in a place where we have to be vulnerable. A lot of men don't want to be vulnerable. We got to say, okay, well, I got to fight for you again. I shouldn't have had to. For most men, I shouldn't have to fight for a heart that's supposed to be mine already. So that's why most men don't stay. God, they won't stay for that reason.
Well said. And remember, guys, like we said earlier, this is our perspective. These are our opinions. This is our outlook on life and things we've been through, trauma, dramas, as I always say, relational. This is how we feel from the lenses of our eyes. And so men are often detached. They can have a woman that they are totally in love with, you know, and they can go out and have two side pieces that they sleep with because they feel as though, like he just said, that, you know, it's something missing in the relationship that I'm not getting from my woman. But they are completely detached from these women because for us, it is emotional, right? Because if we go, most of us, not all of us, some of these women, they
like us.
They bad. They doing the same thing y'all doing. And you know what?
And better.
We do it better, honey. We are the best cheaters in America.
Absolutely. I will, hands down.
We will cheat.
Y'all better cheaters.
Yes, we better cheaters because we're not stupid.
No, the only time that you're not better at us is if you fall for the guy. Then you get to a point to where you don't care.
Yeah, that's sloppy chicks. Don't go sloppy. Don't fall for the side piece. That's the side piece. Now, we're not advocating cheating. We're just being honest.
Right.
Women are really good at cheaters because we're planners, right? Yep. We can be cheating for a year. You'll never know it because we plan. We have I journal. I have a journal every day and I follow a calendar. I'm very structured, right? And so, you know, I'm a woman. I'm not a cheater.
Right.
Let me put that on record. That's not what I choose to do. I was in a terrible marriage for 14 years. The whole 14 years wasn't bad. I never cheated on him because adding another person to the mix wasn't going to fix our issue. I'm just not a cheater.
Right.
I'm beyond that stupid, childish stuff.
Right.
But I'm saying this to say that women are very good at cheating because we dot our I's, we cross our T's. And so if we are cheating, in most cases, you're not going to know if we don't want you to know.
Well, yes and no. I say yes because you keep the same schedule. No, because if you got a man that's been raised around women, he know women like me because I'm observant. I'm going to pay attention.
So what's going to change in her day to day? What would change for you to know that she's got Johnny the milkman?
This isn't going to be graphic, right? It's not going to be graphic.
Real talk.
It's not going to be graphic, but when a woman sleeps with another man, just say I'm with a woman, right? And she's adjusted to my size, to my length. Did you know that a woman, and I learned this from a gynecologist, did you know that a woman, when she sleeps with another man, she adjusts to the person she's sleeping with? So if you sleep with a guy that's big, like that's how I know. You got to think about it. Everybody's stroke ain't the same. Everybody's stroke ain't the same. Everybody's way of love making isn't the same.
That's true.
So if you get to a point to where you want something that I know I ain't never gave you, where you get it from?
Oh,
but see that's being observant, and I learned that from my aunt. My aunt paid attention to everything. She said she has to know. She got to know what's going on because you're not going to tell me everything.
No, women.
So I got to watch.
Well, nobody's going to tell you everything. You have to be observant and you got to pay attention to your mate.
And that's what I do because I got to know even if you don't want to tell me, I know something is off. I may not know exactly what it is, but I know something is off because I'm paying attention to you.
Wow. I've never heard that. explain that way, because I never would have thought that in a million years. I always think that women are so good. We're so good at cheating, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not taking the fact y'all are really good at it, because you keep, like, for us, when men cheat, our patterns change. Most times, 9 times out of 10, our patterns change. Our patterns change. We start doing things that we don't normally do. Women will continue the same routine.
Absolutely.
Keep the same routine. Everything she'd go out. She could have been with a guy 20 minutes ago and come in and kiss you in your mouth like ain't nothing ever happened. We won't do that.
No.
Because you got to think about it. We may have been doing something that goes outside of what you are. So we ain't going to bring that to you. We're thinking that we're protecting you, but not knowing that it's causing the change of trajectory.
Ooh, y'all better hear this. I'm telling you, pay attention to your mate. Absolutely. Pay attention to who you connected to. Because, you know, I was a cheater in my 20s, but we're talking 20-something years ago. We all done cheated. Like I said before, when you go to my life after divorce, if you didn't have 2 niggas, you wouldn't. Who were you? You know, I kept 2 on my roster all the time. Well, you had 1 for this, 1 for that, right?
Yeah, for me, when I was 20, 21, after my first heartbreak, it was everybody served a purpose in my life.
Right.
And I'm not like a person that's going to sleep with multiple people. Like, I've never been that person. So if I'm sleeping with one person, now I may be talking to somebody else, and somebody else may be doing this, but like everybody had a purpose at that time.
Absolutely. Put them in a correct.
You got a category.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, guys, if you have side pieces, put them in the right. Because let me tell you something about me. If you're interested in me, and a lot of y'all be in my DMs, hello. I'm saying this. Like, if you got a side piece, bro, you're going to have to miss me with that.
Yeah.
Like, don't make me feel like I'm an option, and don't make me feel like that whoever is coming at you is more important than me.
Absolutely.
Like, you gonna miss me with that, because I'm not gonna deal with you, because she's not an option.
Absolutely.
She is the prize.
Absolutely. The option. The only option.
The only option. You hear, Lonte?
The only option. That's how it is. It's me or nothing.
Me or nothing. Because see, I like to leave the guys that, you know, still whatever, interested or whatever. I like to leave you to those vultures. When they get through playing with you, playing with your heart and your head, and when you do try to come back to her, hopefully she done met her husband.
You gonna see what you missed out on?
Yeah, because sometimes some men, you have to leave them to that, because if you feel like this is better, I'm gonna leave you to better, because you're gonna find out very shortly better is not better. Mm-hmm. So I like, you know, this is...
And that's an old blues song. You can beat me rocking in my rocking chair, you can have it.
Oh my God, we got one last talking point, and we're gonna be done, guys, because we don't want to prolong time. How, when you're rejected, what can you learn from being rejected? Like, I'm gonna say I'm gonna let Lonte speak, because he's such a. What did you learn from being rejected, Lonte?
For one, that everything that I want is not always what I need.
Ah, that's good.
But just because you want it, it don't mean you need it. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, we go to God for our wants, but that doesn't mean that it's a need for God. It's not a need for our life. That's one thing that you can learn. And also you can learn that everything that we desire, sometimes our desires are selfish. So what we desire, we may want a woman because she looks good to us, but that don't mean that she's good to us or for us. Right? So it's just a desire. So I think that rejection, and also rejection can be humbling, because sometimes we can feel like we're entitled to things.
Yes,
we have this sense of entitlement. We feel like everything should come to us because we want it, or because we feel like we deserve it. Even if you're deserving of something, that don't mean it is yours. That's right. Just because you're deserving it, don't mean that it's yours. Absolutely. You can be a good person, but that doesn't mean that the thing that you want is going to come to you because you're good, because you're morality.
Ooh.
That's it.
That's it. Hit my drop. I'm gonna say this, and we gonna get off of y'all. We go, because we finna go. What? And so I'm going to say that what I've learned about rejection, and I'm speaking very honestly. I haven't dealt with rejection heavily. I haven't been rejected by a lot of guys, but and rejected period. So I'm speaking from a point where I was rejected by a person, because I don't have a backstory, right? Okay. And so what I've learned is that sometimes direction is truly God's direction. Right. And so you have to, always know who you are, always know what you bring to the table, always know your standards and your values and stuff. Just because, as they said, the old folks said, somebody else trash is somebody else treasure.
Yeah.
Because what you reject, another guy is like, he is right there like, hey,
this is it.
This shit, you just did that. So know your worth. Don't allow any men or women to treat you like you're an option.
Right.
Know that you're the prize, and know what you bring to a person's life. And so understandably know that Jesus was rejected. They killed him, right?
True.
So it's a part of life. You're going to be rejected on the relational. You're going to be rejected by jobs. You're going to be rejected by friends, associates. It's a part of life, but it's how you deal with it. One thing I've learned as a human being and as a Christian, how you handle rejection and how you handle people, that speaks that's who you are. Because even with this, even getting into this subject with the guy, I still wanted to be his friend because I'm a Christian. Just because you're not the man for me, it doesn't mean that I dislike you. It doesn't mean you're a good guy, not a good guy. You're just not the guy for me. But to go to and block me and be childish, you're 47. You're 47. And so it shows, that he clearly wasn't the right man for me. And God is gonna block anybody coming my way that's not the person for me, because we ain't him copacetic.
Right. Can I say like one more thing?
Absolutely.
Him blocking you was a constant reminder of what he can't have.
You can't have it.
When it's something that we want and we feel like we deserve it, we
like a kid. We want the candy.
We don't want to see it. Because
right.
if I can't have it, why do I need to see it? Why do I need to be around if I can't have it?
Yeah, why I need to see those? Because she posts selfies. Why I need to see that face?
So then I want to see. It's a constant reminder for him.
Absolutely.
So instead of him being reminded of what he can have, he'd rather not see it at all.
I want to see it. Block. I don't block guys.
One last thing.
Go.
One last thing. I think rejection should also teach us that if a person can't see you for who you are, you don't need to show them. Because if you can't see me for what I really am, that means that you don't see who I am. That means that you're gonna try to have to learn or pretend to like who I am when you really don't know me.
Right.
Because for men, if we see something in you, you can be looking like a bomb. You can be at your worst. You can even be at a place where you are not even feeling your best in life. You're stagnant. But we may see something in you.
My God.
Not you, but it's something in you that we see.
That aura.
That we're connected to.
Right.
So if a person rejects you, that means they don't see you. They don't see who you are inside of you.
Exactly. And when I meet a person, I'm going to show you who I am immediately, because I'm a conversationalist. I'm very transparent.
Right.
I'm very open, and I'm very honest. And that's why from this podcast I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. I'll be at church at 9 o'clock Sunday morning. I pay my tithes. I pay my offering. I pray. And I get on my knees and pray. But what I'm saying is that I'm human.
Right.
And so I'm going to always tell you guys the truth.
Right.
And tell you what I'm dealing with on a daily basis, my experience and stuff. Yes, some people block you because they don't want to see your face. True. They don't want to be reminded of what I can't have.
Right.
But it does speak to immaturity. True. Because if I got a ton of my exes, they are on my Facebook. We good because we understand that the relationship end, but it's no reason for us not to like each other. It's social media. How much chatting you doing on social media? But I do understand. And so just look out for that type of stuff and just understandably know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lonte?
Yeah.
Anything else to add? Because guys, we gonna give you.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. And guys, oh my God, you've been so wonderful. You're listening, you're texting, you're DMing, like, when is the next episode? And guys, like I said, thank you. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that has subscribed. And remember, if you haven't subscribed, it's in red, all caps. And so, I am feeling better. And so I'm gonna attempt to have another guest on next week. And so, thank you for listening.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh my God.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Lonte, thank you. Because I'm telling you, if you walk in honesty and transparency,
Life will be better.
Life is better. I can live with my choices. I can live with my mistakes. And so what I can't live with is being a different person and trying to pretend, you know, and that's not going to work. You know, be who you are, love who you are, and we're going to sign off as soon as I can find my camera.
You should put that in the beginning.
I should put this in the beginning that we're trying to sign off from my Apple Watch, and so where is it? Is it right here? I think it's right there.
No, that's not it.
That's remote. That's weird.
Be,
That's odd that it's
it
not.
looks like that.
Oh, okay. Guys, forgive us. I'm learning. Remember, I am a mom and pop podcast. He's the real deal, right? I'm just, hey, she just trying not to be in your face. And remember, I'm going to give you the bio for this because I can't even think of the name of the color. I'm sorry, Quanda. But guys, until next time, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Lonte, we're going to put everything in the bio. Thanks. You guys have a wonderful weekend and be safe.
Be safe.
Don't get strep throat. This shit is no joke. All right, bye-bye.